Hey Fiddle Diddle, welcome back to the Hat and Beard Show. Today we're going to talk about two topics that are kind of passionate to me right now. First and foremost, we're going to talk about Pat Stafford's return to Ford Field. A bit of controversy surrounding Matt Stafford's return in regards to, does the fandom treat him like a Lions player, or do we treat him the way we should, like the bloody enemy? And secondly, I want to talk about Pat McAfee. And welcome to corporate America, you baby back. Guys, I'm Hat and Beard. I'm here to say the quiet part out loud. This is the Hat and Beard Show. Let's get into it.
We're going to get up, and on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off.
Doesn't matter if you have one ass cheek and three toes. I will beat your ass.
Hey there, guy, and welcome back to the Hat and Beard Show. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Hat and Beard. Guys, we're here to talk about two things. Namely, we need to discuss about Matt Stafford's return. I've been seeing a lot of back and forth between the Lions fandom on whether or not Matt Stafford needs to get the full-on Ford Field treatment, or if we let off on him because,
well, he's Matt Stafford, and he was the quarterback here for a long time. And he had a Hall of Fame talent wide receiver to throw to pad his stats.
Yeah, look, dude, Matt Stafford, you were here for a long time. Yeah, you threw for 5,000 yards a couple of different times while you were in Detroit. And yeah, you couldn't succeed while you were here. Part of that was your awful front office regime. Part of that was not allowing ownership to transcend down from the old heads to the new heads, much like we had here. But if you're as good as everyone says you are, you should be able to elevate yourself past that. If you really are the elite level Pat Stafford that everyone makes you out to be, you should be able to circumvent certain situations and elevate the players around you to get past poor ownership and terrible management decisions. I'm not saying that it was, the easiest thing on planet Earth. But if you are, in fact, all that and a bag of potato chips, you should have been able to get past that. But you couldn't. Instead, what you did is you promptly loaded up your stat resume for Hall of Fame contention, and then during, right when we were starting to have the whole culture change, the big transition, the change that we have all been longing for in Detroit, Sheila Hamp takes over as ownership, still in the Ford family, but a complete culture change, dropping Ford from her name. We bring in Brad Holmes, who is arguably the best general manager and talent analysis individual in the entire league. The man finds ballers all throughout every single round. Remember, Brad Holmes found Cooper Kupp. And right before we brought in the engine that is Motor City Dan Campbell to lead a team of men out onto the field through adversity, through the scripting of the NFL, and prominently put us atop the NFC North, winning the division as well as having home field advantage for a wild card game, securing the third seed in the NFL playoffs on his third year. Now, my problem with Matt Stafford is if you are deserving, if you ever were deserving, of all of the glory that Ford Field has to offer, all the passion that the Lions fans truly have for you, you would have been a big enough man to have realized what was going on and stuck around, okay? You could have been the legend here, all right? You could have been that guy. But you didn't. You took the easy way out. You went and you said, I don't want to be a part of another rebuild. I want to go someplace else. I want a Super Bowl. I can't get into the Hall of Fame without a Super Bowl ring. I was a number one overall pick. I've padded my stats for the past 9 years. I deserve a Super Bowl. It's my turn. So, Brad Holmes traded your sorry ass. For, at the time, we all said he was a washed-up Jared Goff. Younger version, right? Younger than Stafford, so we get younger on the player value, and then we were able to flip it for 2 first-round picks. Yeah, sure, okay. Pat Stafford, you went and you won your Super Bowl with the LA Rams on the West Coast with the entire media engine behind you, propping you up so that the script writers of the NFL wouldn't let you fail, okay? All the money was behind you, right? Everything was going your way, and you won a Super Bowl. You got big-ass, goofy white teeth, and now you're L.A. Matt Stafford. Good for you, bud. Good for you. I'm glad you got your Super Bowl. I couldn't stand all you people that were saying they were the LA Lions and, I'm rooting for the Rams just because of Matt Stafford. Look, I like Matt Stafford. And yeah, I wanted the Rams to win that Super Bowl because I thought Matt Stafford at the time was deserving of it. I thought Matt Stafford was going to do the gentlemanly thing and ride off into the sunset after he demanded a trade out of Detroit, won a Super Bowl in his first year. I thought he was going to do the gentlemanly thing, retire on a high note, finish at the pinnacle, right? But what happened? Well, you got us the 32nd pick in the draft. Then we colluded with the Minnesota Vikings to trade up and get J-Mo. Thank you very much for that. And then last year, you were just dog shit. You were dog shit all season long because Matt Stafford, as much as you hate to admit it, you're old and broken down. Yeah, a lot of that's from the beating you took here in Detroit because poor management refused to put a solid offensive line around you. We had Gosder Cherilus blocking for you, for Christ's sake, okay? Now, I get that. But instead, you opted to limp your way through another season, broken and battered, and gave us another top 10 pick that, we ended up trading out of and still were able to secure Jahmyr Gibbs, the best rookie running back in the NFL. Top 10 running backs as far as all-around talent is concerned, and he's not even our lead back. So I thank you for that, Pad Stafford. Thank you so very much for not being the guy that we all thought that you really were and showing your true colors the minute that checkbook and that warm West Coast weather was waved at you. You bailed on us. You bailed out of Detroit. You didn't show the work ethic that we've all wanted, and you left us with Jared Goff. And what has Jared Goff done? Embraced the spirit of Detroit. He embodies everything that we're all about. Rejected, dejected, broken down, beaten, abused, left for dead, just like the city of Detroit. And what did he do? Led the Lions to an NFC North title, something that Matt Stafford could never do. Won us a division title, secured us home field advantage in the playoffs. Again, something that Pad Stafford was never capable of doing. So my point with all of this is, look, you can respect Matt Stafford for the body of work that he was able to accomplish here in Detroit, padding his stats out while launching into triple coverage, gambling throws to a Hall of Fame wide receiver with an insane vertical who could outjump everybody in triple coverage and the best hands we've arguably seen of that generation of player. In my humble opinion, I think Calvin Johnson's probably the best wide receiver to ever play the game. He would have blown past Jerry Rice's stats had he had decided to continue on. But Calvin Johnson didn't pull any punches and said, look, I'm broken down, I'm beaten, and I don't want to do it again. He didn't run to another team to chase championships. He didn't run and demand a trade, forced his way, utilized his name and his athletic ability to go to a team, a contender, get a Super Bowl, because guess what? Unlike Pad Stafford, Calvin Johnson is the real deal, which is why Calvin Johnson, despite not having a Super Bowl ring, was a first ballot Hall of Famer and justifiably deservingly so. Pad Stafford, I am sorry, my guy, but I will be booing you Sunday night, prime time when you walk into Ford Field for the first home game in Detroit in 30 years, the first home playoff game at Ford Field ever. Something that, again, you were not capable of bringing to the Motor City, although you had a Hall of Fame wide receiver to throw to. Something that broken down Jared Goff was able to deliver. Dan Campbell biting off kneecaps that I'm still trying to figure out, based on what the media says, is Dan Campbell a Neanderthal caveman or is he playing 4D chess and is a genius? Because you can't have it both ways, guys. So Lions fandom, listen, respect what Matt Stafford was able to do for us for 10 years. Yeah, it was impressive, the numbers that he was able to hyperinflate on his career. He didn't have the wins, and he just padded his stats out by playing from behind and having to hurl the ball all over Hell's Half Acre while playing soft cover defense and launching it to a Hall of Famer, right? So you're going to get the Ford Field treatment. You are the enemy. You are not our friend, Pad Stafford. You are not a Detroit Lion. There is one number 9 on this team, and his name is J-Mo, okay? There is no room for another number 9. There is no room in my Lions heart right now to root for you, to say, well, at least we lost to Pad Stafford, because ultimately, if you do win, it's clearly nothing more than a media play because LA has to pay off that multi-billion-dollar superstructure that them and the Rams, or them and the Chargers have to play in, and they need to recoup their losses, so the media will continue to hype and push Matt Stafford. The Rams are good, not great. The Lions are just under great, but significantly better than good. The only thing that we need to worry about is, can we shut down one of their two wide receivers? Because it's been proven time and time again that the Lions can't shut down a top flight talent, even though it's the one guy you have to single out and stop, i.e. JF1, most recently CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson. Okay, Justin Jefferson before CeeDee Lamb again. So are we going to shut down Puka, or are we going to shut down Cooper Kupp? Because those are their two main weapons, and you got to figure out which one you're going to isolate, and the other one's going to go for over 200 yards on 13 catches and 2 touchdowns. I think we can outscore the Rams. I don't think Pad Stafford's got it in him to pad his stats in Ford Field, and I think Ford Field's really going to light it up for Matt Stafford. It's going to be hard for him to really get a hold of his team because we are going to lean into the West Coast, East Coast narrative, and hopefully Ford Field ends up being the most important factor, the 13th or the 12th man, if you were, to really elevate our defense and screw with Matt Stafford. So Matt Stafford, I'm going to start it right now. Boo! Boo! Boo, Pad Stafford. I hope you fucking lose, dude. I hope we beat you into the fucking ground and knock your dick right into the dirt, bro. All right, and secondly, I want to talk about the Pat McAfee situation involving Aaron Rodgers. Now, I am not an Aaron Rodgers guy. I do appreciate his open-minded and open-mouthness as far as it comes to Big Pharma and the COVID procedures that the NFL is trying to force him to do, because in case you guys didn't know, yeah, I'm that guy. But Pat McAfee had Aaron Rodgers on, and he called out Jimmy Kimmel for potentially appearing on Jeffrey Epstein's island at some point, or his flight logs. Now, that so far has been proven to not be the fact, but we got an article here from The Athletic. Aaron Rodgers no longer appearing on ESPN's Pat McAfee show this season amid Jimmy Kimmel controversy. Right, so Aaron Rodgers will no longer be appearing on the Pat McAfee show this NFL season. McAfee said Wednesday, the New York Jets quarterback, a weekly guest on the show during the NFL season, has come under scrutiny over last week regarding comments he made about late-night host Jimmy Kimmel, right? Rodgers suggested last week that Kimmel would appear on documents linking him to the convicted Jeffrey Epstein. Kimmel threatened to sue as a result, and ESPN has since called Rodgers' words dumb and factually inaccurate. On Tuesday, Rodgers disputed the notion, saying that he had accused Kimmel of being a pedophile. McAfee said Wednesday he would love to move on from the situation. Aaron Rodgers is a Hall of Famer, blah, 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 as a massive piece of the NFL history, sort of a huge part of it. Yeah, we all know what Aaron Rodgers did. We're Detroit fans, okay? We're very lucky to get a chance to chat with him and learn from him. Some of his thoughts and opinions do piss off a lot of people. I'm pumped that is no longer every single Wednesday of my life, which has been for the last few weeks. On Friday, I obviously threw us into the fire as well. I forever stand by that. Everything else, though, can just do what we want to be done. He's talking about, he called out some, on Friday, he called out some ESPN executives on trying to tank his show. All right, so why McAfee made his decision. McAfee himself noted host will be happy for things to calm down. The way it ended, it got real loud. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. It was a very loud couple of weeks, ESPN. All right, yeah, so the real reason why Pat McAfee made this decision is pretty simple. Look, Pat McAfee, you got no balls, dude. You got no balls. You're a sellout. You're a coward. You're a sellout. You are a sellout. They gave you a bunch of money. Bro, you were the biggest independent sports podcast in the world, my guy, and you built it almost by yourself. Yeah, you have an outstanding team and a massive bankroll behind you, and you have access to clients and guests that I will never be able to even sniff, right? You were doing it all on your own, bro. You were a self-made man, kid out of Pennsylvania, all punter decade for the NFL, went to West Virginia. And what did you do, bro? What did you do the minute that the easy road opened up for you? You took it. You got in bed with the damn devil, dude. Bro, ESPN is owned by Disney. What the flying fuck did you think was going to happen when you get in bed with a company whose top priority is DEI, my guy? What did you think was going to happen? This is exactly what happened. ESPN came to you and they said,
Mr. Pat McAfee, sir, listen. Your little friend Aaron Rodgers cannot make fun of our darling Jimmy Kimmel because we still believe
in late night television. Look, motherfucker, more people would probably rather tune in and watch me talk than watch that horse's ass pedal bullshit on TV every night. He ain't funny. He's done blackface before, so he's clearly fucking racist. He tries to cover up all the heinous sexual jokes that he used to do by apologizing. Bro, just own it. Do you see Adam Carolla pussyfooting around? No, dude, be a fucking man, Jimmy Kimmel, you baby back bitch. But back to Pat McAfee, dude. They came to you and they said, we don't like what they're saying about our little golden boy, Jimmy Kimmel. We must protect Kimmel. We must protect everybody, even remotely connected to Jeffrey Epstein. We must protect him. You will put on your sleeves, and you will go and you will poo-poo Aaron Rodgers, a guy who your access to through AJ Hawk essentially really blew your podcast up because not many people had access to him unless your name's Taylor Lewan. My problem really is that Pat McAfee, dude, you betrayed us, dude. Bro, I used to listen to your show every day. And do you know why I listen to your show every day, man? Because I genuinely thought you were one of us, bro. You talked like an everyman. You had takes like an everyman. You came at everything like the everyman, like the rest of us, bro. And now that you got some money in your pocket from the Mouse House, now you're better than everyone? What are you, Tom Segura? What, you're just better than all of us poors? Huh? Is that what it is? You're just so much better than everybody else. Good for you, Pat McAfee. You're a fucking coward and a sellout, dude. Maybe if you had a little bit of backbone, you'd have stood up again to this big monolithic mega corporations like you did when they were supposedly trying to destroy your show. But instead, you went after one of the critical pieces that was the success to your show, and you showed your true colors to everybody, dude. And honestly, I'm Hat and Beard. I'm here to say the quiet part out loud. You're kind of a bitch for it, bro. And I don't think I'm going to watch your show anymore, and I know I'm not the only one. You can lean into all these lefties, bro, but they're not going to buy your shit. All they're going to do is continue to come for you, right? You will be the Ethan Klein of sports podcasting if you continue down this track, okay? All I'm saying, bro, grow a backbone, grow some fucking balls, stand up for what's right, stand up for your friend, dude. Are you and Jimmy Kimmel best buds or something? Are you guys, double Dutch ruddering with each other on your off time? Is that what's going on? Because last I checked, Aaron Rodgers was calling into your show every single week, giving insights and takes that not many people are privy to, man. And you shit all over it. So, I don't know, man. I hate posers, bro. I just fucking hate posers. And you're clearly a fucking poser, dude. You pretended to be one of us. I'm not saying that you can't go get your bag, bro. But what I'm saying is that if you're going to be an $85 million acquisition while a company's going bankrupt and you're going to cost multiple people their jobs because they want to bring you in, you have leverage over that company, my guy. You have them by the short and curlies. You could have been a man and said, nah. But instead, you crumpled, dude. In the face of adversity, you didn't have a spine, man. So that's going to do it for me. Y'all have a good rest of your night. And I think this is going to be the last upload for this week because I'm getting kind of burnt out. And I'm pretty sure that I got to plow a bunch tomorrow night if the snow comes. So we'll see. And I don't know. I might upload again before the Sunday night game. But if not, go Lions. Primetime Jared Goff needs to come and light it up. You guys stay out of trouble. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Keep your stick on the ice. If she doesn't find you handsome, at least she'll find you handy. And frig off. Oh, in case I hadn't said it, Pat McAfee can go fuck himself.